Has the long-awaited Heat 4K finally been announced? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness gets a 4K and Blu-ray cover art reveal and potential release date. New rumors have surfaced of Reservoir Dogs and Chinatown coming to 4K sometime in 2022. And the next big Kino Lorber 4K release has been announced with the classic Clint Eastwood film Escape from Alcatraz. All this and more in the latest Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and we are here today for the Physical Media Report, episode 111. That is right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness, where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4Ks and Blu-rays. We're going to cover rumors. We're going to cover what is new this week. There's so much that is coming out this week. We've got a ton of deals to get into, guys. We got just so much to talk about here today on the Physical Media Report, and I thank you all for being here today on this Monday afternoon, evening, whatever, morning, whenever you watch this episode. But I just thank you all for watching so much. But before we get into it, I have to ask that if you are not yet a subscriber to the Mid-Level Media channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more great content. I do tons of stuff on this channel, mostly centered around the world of physical media, new 4K and Blu-ray reviews, Blu-ray hunting videos, news update videos like this every single Monday. I also do unboxings, collection hauls, live streams, other collectors, just tons of content on this channel every single day, and I would definitely appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video and comment down below, guys, of everything that we go over here today. What are you the most excited about? What are you the most amped up for? What gets your juices flowing the most? Let me know in that comment section below, and also turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. So let's get right into them. We got some rumors to cover, and these rumors are brought to us by the Disc Father on Instagram. But the first thing that we have to talk about is Reservoir Dogs coming to 4K. Now, we have talked about this one before on the channel, on this show, but it kind of went quiet there for a little bit. But Reservoir Dogs coming to 4K potentially in November, on November 22nd to be specific, so right before Thanksgiving. I'm definitely excited for this. Always excited to hear any rumblings or announcements of Quentin Tarantino coming to 4K. As of right now, we only have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and we have Inglourious Bastards, and we need more. We need all of Tarantino's films on 4K, but I know he's probably got to oversee the remastering process and all that stuff, so it might take a little bit to get all of them, but I would be fine with him going back to the beginning, giving us Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, going in that order, Kill Bill, finally. We need it. We need all of it. So any Tarantino announcements, I'm definitely excited about. There are definitely more exciting Tarantino announcements, ones that I would get more excited for sure, but Reservoir Dogs I do like a lot, and I think that this one, definitely the oldest film in his filmography, will look absolutely fantastic in the 4K format. So I cannot be any more excited for this one coming out. Hopefully we'll get some actual announcements soon. We also got Jurassic World Dominion, the 4K and the Steelbook. We got concept art for both of these, the 4K and the Steelbook. And this is supposed to be coming out on August the 16th from Universal. So I lumped this in the rumor category because it's not officially announced. It doesn't have an official announcement yet, but this is a no-brainer. It's a new movie. It's coming out this weekend. We know that this one's going to be put out on 4K and Blu-ray at some point. So a no-brainer again, but yeah, Jurassic World Dominion, 4K Steelbook, concept artwork. I'm going to go ahead and post that so you guys can see it. Chinatown coming to 4K, which is a classic noir film starring Jack Nicholson. I've never seen this movie, so I'd definitely be excited to check this one out in 4K. It does not have an official release date or time period which this is going to be released, hopefully in 2022, but Paramount is the studio for this, so you have to wonder if this is going to be one of the Kino Lorber 4K announcements moving forward. I have to think that it probably is. It just seems like a film to be right up Kino Lorber's alley, and they would be the ones to do this one. But Chinatown in 4K, definitely would be excited to get this one and watch it for the first time when it comes out. We also got some Poltergeist artwork reveal. I don't know how legitimate this actually is, but apparently on the 4K of Poltergeist that's coming out, it says Spielberg's Poltergeist, which is obviously a disrespect to the actual director of the film, Tobe Hooper, which of course it's long been speculated that Spielberg was heavily involved in the directorial process of that movie and interfered a lot in Tobe Hooper, which you can definitely see when you watch the movie because Spielberg's influence is all over that movie. It feels like a Spielberg film, but there's also a lot of Tobe Hooper in it as well. So it'll never be known like how much he helped or how much he influenced on directing set. They haven't really let that leak out or anything. I would love like a documentary on that at some point. But Poltergeist artwork, it says Spielberg at the top. This kind of reminds me of Gremlins because a lot of people think that Gremlins was directed by Steven Spielberg because when it starts, it says Steven Spielberg presents or Spielberg presents Gremlins, and then you see like Joe Dante's name later on in the credits. So it's kind of a misconception with a lot of films from the 80s that a lot of people just think that Spielberg did them all, because Spielberg was the first name that they put on there, but he didn't direct half of the movies that his name was on. He just produced a lot of them. So Poltergeist is another one of those, and I just think that, you know, I mean, I get it. Put Spielberg's name on there. That's the one that's going to sell. Not a lot of people, not a lot of mainstream fans know who Tobe Hooper is, so it'd be kind of weird if you put Hooper's Poltergeist on there, but just don't do it at all. Just put Poltergeist on there, and then on the back, Tobe Hooper directed it. You don't have to put Spielberg on there and just add to that disrespect. So Poltergeist, I'm definitely looking forward to this actually being announced, but if it's announced and we get, this is the artwork, it's definitely going to rub some people the wrong way for sure. Now let's get into the news, guys, because we have got a very, very exciting news tidbit this morning. Very interesting piece of information that was dropped this morning that I saw on Bluray.com when I logged on there. Heat on 4K has a release date on Bluray.com. Again, it is not officially announced. It doesn't have that official announcement yet, but the Heat 4K is on Bluray.com for August the 9th. And this, of course, is going to be released by Disney. The pre-order was up. This is kind of what's interesting about it. The pre-order was up this morning when I looked, and it was going to be available for pre-order on Amazon for $34.99. So that was available this morning. Now, when I just checked, because again, I've talked about Heat so many times on this channel, on this show, I still get comments like all the time, because there was one time that I announced it was coming out, and that's because it popped up on Bluray.com just like this just now, and then it disappeared like 24 hours later, nowhere to be found or seen or heard from again. So I got a lot of heat for that. I got a lot of heat for that Heat 4K announcement when it wasn't actually announced. So I want to be very careful here. I want to tread lightly when I talk about it this time. So the pre-order was up for $34.99. That pre-order has been taken off. Now Heat is still on Bluray.com, the 4K, with the official artwork. I imagine that is the official cover art for Heat, and it is still available to be coming out on August the 9th, but the pre-order is gone. You cannot pre-order this title yet. So hopefully that'll resurface today. That'll come back up, and you'll be available to pre-order this off of Amazon. We'll get an official announcement this week of sometime, but it looks like there's been some movement. There's stuff going on with Heat. It's going on pre-order. It's coming back off pre-order. The artwork's being revealed on Bluray.com. I know people are excited for this one. I know this has been long awaited. It's supposed to come out like 2 Augusts ago on 4K, and I think it was actually supposed to come out last August, but definitely excited for this one. It's long awaited. It's long anticipated. I just picked up the Blu-ray for Heat like a couple of months ago. I was like, I don't own this on Blu-ray. I don't know when it's going to get a 4K announcement. I just have to own this movie. But Heat on 4K, again, I know a lot of people have been waiting on this one. I know a lot of people's excited about this one. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. It's possible that this just disappears tomorrow and like it gets delayed for another 3 years or something. But as of right now, Heat on 4K is on Bluray.com. Available to come out August the 9th. So definitely get excited if you've been waiting on Heat. So let's get into the next one. This is official announcement from Kino Lorber. No release date as of yet, but Escape from Alcatraz is supposed to be coming to 4K at some point this year. So this is a classic Clint Eastwood movie from 1979. Haven't seen the movie yet. I almost thought about ordering this one on Amazon because it was pretty cheap a couple of weeks ago, but now I'll definitely wait till this 4K comes out. But yeah, Kino Lorber's next big 4K announcement is Escape from Alcatraz. We also have the Target edition of Morbius revealed. This one showed up on the Target website today. This one's not on Bluray.com yet, but it was on the Target website. Morbius is supposed to come out next week on June the 14th. This is definitely some cool artwork right here. It's like, I don't want to feel like I have to get Morbius because I haven't heard great things about it. I kind of just want to like Redbox it first or something. But my God, like some of this artwork on some of these releases is just spectacular. Like the Steelbook looks amazing. I like the actual 4K cover, and I heard it's lenticular, so that's definitely going to entice me to pick it up. This Target edition is freaking awesome. So I don't know, guys. I might triple dip on Morbius before I actually watch the movie, and I might just not watch it because I don't want to know how horrible it is and how I spent $100 on 3 editions of a movie that just sucks. So maybe I'll buy 3 versions of Morbius and I just won't watch it. But this Target edition definitely looks awesome. It's got that like cartoonish comic book style look of Jared Leto as Morbius. It just looks freaking awesome and killer, but it is a Blu-ray edition, so it's not 4K. I have to imagine it's probably going to be pretty cheap then since it's a Blu-ray, so I might actually just pick up the Blu-ray edition and pick up the Target edition for this one and just not worry about the 4K until it goes down in price, because it'll go down in price at some point. It'll probably drop to like $15 within 3 weeks of it being released, which we'll talk about again here in a second with all these deals that's come out. But yeah, the Target edition of Morbius definitely looks killer. I'm definitely excited to potentially pick that one up next Tuesday. Memory, the Liam Neeson film, was announced for Blu-ray from Universal on July the 5th. So another Liam Neeson movie coming out on Blu-ray. He's come out with like 5, I feel like, this year. Liam Neeson is like the equivalent of Bruce Willis. But all his movies go to theaters for like 2 weeks before they come to Blu-ray. But it feels like he's putting out like 5 or 6 movies a year. The $6 Million Man, the Blu-ray set, was announced from Shout Factory to come out on July the 12th. We got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the Steelbook coming out from Disney on July the 26th. So this didn't get an official announcement on Bluray.com as of yet, but on Bluray.com, just like Heat, there are images for the 4K, for the Blu-ray, and the Steelbook, and you can also, I'm pretty sure, have the option to pre-order all of them. But no official release date on July the 26th. The July 26th release date came from Marvel themselves, talking about Morbius coming out on VOD and physically. So that actually came out there, which I'll post that little banner right there. Somebody actually sent that to me on Instagram. So the little banner that they posted from Marvel said that it was supposed to come out on July the 26th. But again, that is not on Blu-ray.com as of right now. But I enjoyed Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness quite a bit. I'll definitely be buying one of these exclusives for sure. I mean, they kind of just look basic and generic and, you know, like every other Marvel cover or whatever. The Steelbook doesn't look great itself. So I'll probably just stick with the regular 4K cover for this one when it comes out. But if there is a cool Target exclusive, I might definitely look at that one as well. Now let's get into the deals, guys. Again, not a lot of news to cover. We had some big stuff to talk about, but we got to get into these deals because there are a ton of really awesome deals going on right now on Amazon. We also have, this one was just announced, but a Synopsis sale going on MVD right now. I will link that down below, but there's tons of great deals on some Synopsis titles, some Synopsis horror Blu-ray titles that you can go check out. Just a lot of good ones that I'm definitely going to check out when I get done with this report right here. But we got to get into these deals because, like I say this all the time with these movies that come out on 4K every single week. Some of these you can wait on. Some of these cost $30 when they first come out, and within a month, 2 months, they will drop 40 to 50% in price sometimes. And again, we can see this right here. A lot of these 4K releases were released within the last couple of months or 3 months or 4 months, and they are just at incredibly low and just very affordable prices right now. Yes, you might not get the slipcover with some of them, but you're still going to get the 4K release. And if you don't care about slipcovers, no big deal. And in the age that we're living in right now, guys, where a gallon of gas costs as much as it does to pick up 3 4K, these deals are definitely needed in the world of physical media. So let's get into it. We got Licorice Pizza for $15.99. Now this one burns me personally because I just grabbed Licorice Pizza. It just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. For $24.49, I grabbed this title, and it is now almost 2 or 3 weeks later, $10 less in price, or $9 less in price at $15.99. And I'm sure it'll still come with the slipcover and the poster and all the extras and all that stuff. But Licorice Pizza is now $15.99. It's a really good movie by Paul Thomas Anderson, so I definitely recommend that you pick it up. And for $15.99, that's an absolute steal for a brand new Blu-ray title. But to be honest, that's probably the price point it should have been at all along. We also have Last Night in Soho on 4K for $13.99. We got The Thing on 4K for $12.99. Now again, going back to Last Night in Soho, I picked this one up in January when it came out for $30 on 4K, and it is now marked down a full $16, over 50% when it just came out, again, 5 months ago on 4K. And again, that just burns me because I picked this up and I didn't really like the movie all that much. I would definitely rather have paid $13.99 for it, but I paid $30 for it. The Thing on 4K for $12.99. The Godfather 4K set, it just keeps dropping in price. I don't know if they have an abundance of this that they need to get rid of, but this is on sale right now for $96.57. Now, I would recommend, the way this has been dropping, because it's been dropping like $5 a day. Now, it might shoot up tomorrow, but I would keep it going. Maybe it'll drop another $10 within the next week. Just keep your eye on it. If you see it start to raise a little bit, maybe snatch it then. But I would keep your eye on it. Maybe play your luck, press your luck with this title and see if it goes down to like the $80 range. Definitely an awesome looking set. Full Metal Jacket on 4K for $12.99. Sicario on 4K for $9.99. Dune on 4K. I'm really thinking about pulling the trigger on this one for $13.99 because I didn't pick this one up yet. $13.99 seems like a really good price for this one on 4K. A Clockwork Orange on 4K for $12.99. Amazon. First Blood is on 4K for $9.99. A lot of these I just recommended in like past recommendation videos for 4K, so I would definitely recommend a lot of these, especially First Blood on 4K. It looks amazing. Halloween Kills on 4K for $13.99. Fast 9 on 4K for $12.99. And Glorious Bastards on 4K for $12.99. Apocalypse Now on 4K for $13.99. That incredible like box set release, like that is so worth it. You're still going to get that box set packaging as well for $13.99. The Kingsman 4K for $17.99. Alita on 4K is $8.99 right now. Great deal. Great price for that one on 4K. Looper on 4K is $16.99. We all just picked this one up for $22.99 back in February. Moonfall on Blu-ray for $13.99, and the 4K is $21.99 for that one. Out of Sight 4K pre-order. Now this is getting into the Kino Lorbers. There are a lot of Kino Lorbers right now on Amazon for way cheaper than the Kino Lorber website. They just dropped in price all of a sudden. A lot of new titles that are coming out tomorrow are $12.49 on Amazon. But getting into some of the 4Ks, the Out of Sight 4K pre-order, which was $27.99 a week ago, is now $19.99 to pre-order on Amazon. Fistful of dollars and for a few dollars more on 4K. I just picked them both up on the Kino Lorber website for $27.99. These are now $19.99 on Amazon as of right now, so great deals for those. In the Heat of the Night on 4K for $19.99. The Matrix 4 film collection on 4K for $59.99. The Untouchables 4K, which just came out last week. Yes, it only dropped $1, but it still dropped in price to $18.99. Sing 2 on 4K for $20. Silence of the Lambs on 4K for $19.99. Scream 4K, the new Scream for $21.99. The Howling on 4K for $22.99. The Scream Factory title. This is one that I definitely need to pull the trigger on as well. Jurassic Park on 4K for $18.99, which just came out a couple of weeks ago as well. And Dog on Blu-ray, which just came out, I think like the 10th of May, is $15.99. That was $22.99 when it came out. So like I said, you gotta wait on some of these. They will drop significantly in price over time. Now let's get into some physical media woes. We got something pretty funny to talk about. It is another Scream Factory error. So my buddy Garrett over at Born to Be Rad was actually the first person to tip me off about this. And it's actually pretty humorous. I didn't even notice it at first. I thought he was talking about like a slash in the spine, which I'm going to use his image right here and definitely credit him down below. So definitely go follow Garrett on Instagram and his YouTube channel, Born to Be Rad. But the 9th coin figuration, which was a Scream Factory exclusive release that came out, I believe like a week ago. I think it came out, I think it was like I don't know if it's a website exclusive or you can get this one on Amazon as well, but it was supposed to be the 9th configuration, and Scream Factory actually put on the spine the 9th coin figuration. It was a misprint on the spine of this, and apparently like he wasn't the only person to post it. I've seen several other people post this error by Scream Factory, and it's just, God, with all the issues that Scream Factory's been having lately with, you know, no slip covers, and just it feels like they're getting a lot of heat. The craft mess up with the 4K transfer. It just seems like they're getting a lot of heat, and this is just something that they didn't really need right now. But at the same time, you need to get your quality control under control. So the 9th coin figuration, I mean, I laughed when I finally realized what it was. I mean, it's just such a, I actually said that sounds like a cooler title to me than the 9th configuration, if I'm being honest. But this is a William freaking directed film. I've never seen it, but definitely a funny little flub by Scream Factory that hopefully they'll send something out right away and issue some people new pieces of paper to put in the side. I guess that's all you need to do. I don't think the issue was on the disc or anything, but it would be funny if it was all around. I don't think it was on the actual cover itself, but just on the spine was that error. But definitely a funny little error from Scream Factory. Now let's get into what is new this week, because we have got so much stuff coming out. Not a lot of real like mainstream stuff coming out, but there's just tons of stuff coming out. As far as catalog Blu-ray releases and boutique Blu-rays, there's just tons of stuff coming out from a lot of different labels. So let's get into the first big one, and that is the Northman coming out from Universal on 4K for $27.99 and Blu-ray for $24.96. So the Northman right now is streaming on Peacock. So I do recommend that if you do have Peacock and you haven't seen the Northman, definitely watch it on Peacock and then maybe pick up the 4K or Blu-ray, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because I've been anticipating this movie like I did X, which I got a couple of weeks ago because I didn't get a chance to see this one in theaters and heard a lot of good things about it. It is directed by Robert Eggers, the same guy who did one of my favorite horror films of all time, The Witch, and also The Lighthouse, which I didn't like as much. So I am gonna be a little bit safer with this one, and I did not pre-order it for 4K because I am going to watch it on Peacock first, and if I like it enough, I'll definitely buy it physically, but it's just not one that I need to buy right away because usually, as we've seen above with these 4K releases, especially from Universal, they will drop significantly in price weeks after. So I feel like I could get the Northman at some point for like 16 or 17 bucks. I don't have to pick it up right away. I can watch it on Peacock and then decide if I want to own it physically on 4K, which I'm sure that I will at some point because it seems like a cool movie to own in the 4K format. But $27.99 for the 4K, and the Blu-ray is $24.96. We also got the Lawrence of Arabia 4K Steelbook coming up from Sony for $29.99, and the Bridge on the River Quad 4K Steelbook coming from Sony for $25.99. So this is definitely some exciting looking Steelbooks coming out. These were my most anticipated. I already have Lawrence of Arabia on 4K, but these, to me, they're collector's items. I'm just back collecting Steelbooks again. I'm not collecting them like mass. They're not the only thing that I buy, but I'm back into collecting Steelbooks if they look cool and interesting. And I definitely think that these are two of the coolest Steelbooks that they released this year as far as their artistic design. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I've been spoiled by Lionsgate and then putting slipcovers over everything, and these definitely don't have slipcovers, but I'm definitely excited to buy both of these. Bridge on the River Kwai, I don't own it all on 4K, and I'm definitely excited to watch that for the first time in 4K for sure. We also got the Tales of Hoffman coming out from Criterion for $27.99. We got the Bourne Complete 4K Collection coming out from Universal on 4K for $49.99, just the standalone 4K for $49.99, and a Steelbook, which is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook for $64.99. So I don't own any of the Bourne films on 4K, and I don't know if I'm ready to do it. Now, I feel like they'll bring this set down at some point. Now, this does have the first three Bourne films: Identity, Supremacy, Ultimatum with Matt Damon. And then it has the Jeremy Renner Legacy one, and then it has Jason Bourne on 4K. So I think that what this one has is what the previous 4K releases didn't have, the 4K collection of Jason Bourne, because they do have a previous collection of those, is I don't think that those included the Bourne or the Jason Bourne movie starring Matt Damon that came out, I think, in 2016. So this adds that one into it, makes it a 5-film collection from Universal. So again, they look like cool covers. Like, I do want to own these movies at some point, but I'll wait for this one to drop a little bit in price because I feel like it will at some point. Paramount is coming out with a lot of new Blu-ray releases this week, including the first time on Blu-ray, The Weatherman for $12.27. I pre-ordered this one and I'm definitely picking it up. I really enjoy this movie and I think it's going to look really good on Blu-ray. We also have The Mexican on Blu-ray for $11.99. A film with Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts. We got She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon on Blu-ray for $12.27. Some Kind of Wonderful on Blu-ray for $12.27, and Pretty in Pink for $14.99. Now, these have gotten plenty of Steelbooks and regular Blu-ray releases from Paramount, so I guess they're just putting them out again because they're good sellers. We also got Kinky Boots coming out on Blu-ray for $9.96. We got The Contractor coming out from Paramount on 4K for $27.99 and Blu-ray for $22.99. This is the action film starring Chris Pine. Never seen it, haven't really heard anything about it, but it just doesn't look that good to me, so I'm not going to pick it up. Grease 2 is coming out with a Steelbook from Paramount for $14.99. Now, I've actually forgot about this one. I did want to pre-order this because I really like the Steelbook for this, but I don't know. I feel like this one might be able to wait. I do like the artwork on it, but I might wait a couple of weeks to pick this one up. Maybe it'll drop a little bit in price at some point. It does look like a really cool Steelbook, though, for sure. We got some Kino Lorber releases this week, some really cool Kino Lorber releases, including the film noir The Dark Side of Cinema Volume 7, including 3 films: The Boss, Chicago Confidential, The Features for $24.99. That's a good price for 3 films and a set for $24.99. We also have the Savage Sisters coming out for $12.49. Again, this is a new release with a slipcover that's available on Amazon for $12.49. We got Stunt Rock coming out for $14.99. We got a couple Warner Archive releases coming out this week: Zegfield Girls for $17.99 and For Me and My Gal for $17.99. We have Human Lanterns coming out from 88 Films for $19.99. We got Scorpion releasing 4 new titles this week. Scorpion releasing 4 new titles this week. We have The Mechanic coming out for $27.99, The Phantom of the Opera for $14.99, The Heavenly Kid for $25.99, and Clifford with Martin Short and Charles Grodin for $25.99. So I don't know why that one's so expensive. I would actually want to pick it up if it's just a little bit cheaper. We got The Guilty and High Tide, a Flicker Alley double feature for $34.99. We got some Shout releases this week, including The Place Promised in Our Early Days, 5 centimeters per second, Children Who Chase Lost Voices, all for $22.99, all anime films, so I'm definitely not going to be picking any of those up, but I know a lot of people like their Shout Factory anime films. We got The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue from Synopsis for $22.99. We got a Martin Short double feature. More Martin Short this week. Quite a bit of Martin Short this week on the Physical Media Report. Cross My Heart and Pure Luck coming out from Mill Creek for $12.99. We also got Highball coming out from MVD Visual for $17.99. Compartment number 6 coming out from Sony for $22.99. The Feast coming to Blu-ray from RLJE for $14.99. Midnight coming from Epic Pictures for $14.99. Eraser Reborn coming from Warner Brothers for $17.99. Fortress Sniper's Eye, the new Bruce Willis vehicle starring Chad Michael Murray and Bruce Willis, another collaboration between the two from Lionsgate for $14.99. And we got Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks coming out from MVD Visual. So definitely an exciting week for Physical Media, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here today on the Physical Media Report. I appreciate you guys so much for joining me here today. Let me know in the comment section below, what are you the most excited about? What gets you the most amped up for this week, for the coming weeks? We got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. Heat on 4K, guys. I'm so excited for that one. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.